This is Michael David Cobb Bowen for Cobb Vision, and now I want to talk a little bit about where I'm taking my writing, because basically the theme right now is Obama. So what? I've kind of laid off Obama for the first year of his administration in anticipation that I would have plenty to talk about, which I do, and I'm not particularly worried about him. I'm not particularly worried about how he's going to screw up things, because people will all come around to it, and the real disasters. It's actually part of my peasant theory. The real disasters are going to hurt the masters. People who are poor and lower middle class are generally going to live the same way. And if you have some basic survival skills for getting over in America, you're going to get over in America. I personally think things will go back to kind of the way they were in the 70s. We'll have that same kind of attitude that we did in the 70s. People are going to be kind of a me generation. That's the first thing. The society will kind of break down, and people will be all about personal fulfillment. And the thing we'll have a lot more longing for romantic things. At the same time, the public sphere will break down a little bit. Crime will go up. Drug use will go up. People will grow their hair long, and they'll try to be free. And you'll get this holistic kind of thinking again, because people won't necessarily have a lot of faith in business. They won't have faith in government. They won't have faith in the public square. America will kind of go away, and people who are crew cut and square will be out of fashion, and we'll lean towards a more cyberitic lifestyle where people are just out for their own pleasure. And we will see a return in film, and we already actually have, to disaster themes, to what I call the feral motorcycle movie, where you have these bad guys who seem unstoppable, where muggers and rapists are seen to be, we can't catch them and we can't stop them. We may have a serial killer of some sort, and we'll basically kind of feel powerless. And we'll go back to kind of the days before Reagan, where the president is afraid or ashamed to send the military out in the world, and we'll just try to get along because we won't really feel powerful or effective or smart. And so I think that's basically the times are returning to the 70s, and that's kind of what I see. That means it's a good time to strengthen your family, to strengthen your relationships with your friends. It's a good time to stay centered on your values that you know work, to save your money, to bide your time, to hold on to your jobs, and make do, and kind of Little House on the Prairie your way through it. Grizzly Adams your way through it, because that's how people did that. Walton's your way through it. 8 is Enough your way through it. And stay close to family, and then the opportunities will come. Things will turn around, and we'll have another chance to go for the blessings of liberty. So my kind of take on politics these days, again, is not to believe so much that there are solutions. I don't think Obama is going to be as effective and effectual on his agenda as people thought, which is a little bit disappointing from the perspective of me being part of his generation and understanding a little bit of where he's coming from, as part of the cultural class thing that we share. But I am looking in particular, again, continuing my my economical thinking. I'm also trying to understand a little bit more about healthcare, as I have been. I'm also definitely following the markets, definitely following the macroeconomic trends. But in my writing, I don't know that I'm going to follow so much of of the religious thing. The amount of fractious debates, faith versus reason, that are going on right now, uh, they both have a little bit too much hubris, and it is not a situation that bodes well for me to understand more about the Catholic Church, which I wanted to, and to understand the ability of the bishops to preserve, uh, or any of the hierarchs in any church, to preserve what is unique and useful about any particular sect of Christianity. It's something that it's a theological discussion that I'd like to have, but I've already pigeonholed a friend of mine who was a suffragan bishop, and she didn't even want to hear it. She just got tired. I tired her out. So I think my curiosity on that note is a little bit overstressed, and I should chill out on that. So I'm interested now to follow what's going on in Afghanistan. Iraq has just kind of disappeared off the map. You can't get into a good discussion about Iraq. It's like nobody knows, nobody cares. What's the difference? Troops are going to come home and they're going to have a parade, and nobody really knows what they've been doing over there for the past 2 years, because nobody really talks about it, and nobody really knows what's going on in Afghanistan. You got the thing with the Predator drones, and that's about it. So I'm doing that. I'm watching Europe collapse, maybe, but maybe just fall back into where we were in the 70s. If things get worse than the 70s, if things go back to 1968, where buildings are burning down in the street, that will be truly unique. That will be truly different. And by that time, I will hope to weigh about 190 pounds and have my kung fu going on, because I don't want to be one of those guys with a gun in the street, and that fearful of my life. I like to interact with people. I like to remain fearless, and I like to defend people. So I think I will be out there when things get chaotic, with a little bit of kung fu on my side. And that's about it. I think people are kind of falling to their own devices, and I am not so interested in studying the more elaborate structures, because I'm not convinced right now that the smartest and most moral people are doing that. I think they are watching, the train wreck, and then they were going to go in and pick up the pieces, because the way things are, they're not settled enough so that reasonable people can get in there and fix them, because the public is kind of crazed and a little bit too fanatic to elect sensible people. And we have everybody out there trying to get behind the whack job theories. And I think that's just a period that we're going to have to go through. And we'll live to regret it. We'll watch the disasters unfold. Um, and I'll be doing that from the sidelines. So, this is Michael David Cobb Boeing. Not pessimistic, but just watching diminished expectations for a while. The Dow can run for years at 9,000 with low volume. It doesn't have to be a bull market. I think things are just going to go sideways. So, that is all. Peace.